to dumpster fire. What you are seeing are two men dressing up as credible radio hosts for Halloween today. How are you doing today, sir?
Neither of us got that costume right.
From America, who came by over this past Thursday. He was the guy that was over there for Clickbait. Got praise to Jeebus for a safe trip home and a good trip for Mr. Hiei2K7. Good to be home in Barrack, California. I've been to a lot of places in the last week while driving like a madman. America extends east. Left the Jeebus and ready the plunger. Again, count how many times I distracted Tree last Thursday. Oh, miss you, Chet.
That's pretty cool. I mean, so Hiei just flew across the country. He just happened to be in Ginsburg.
Yep, he was traveling around. I know he visited Tom on Friday. I know he had like a little thing there. Visited a couple other people, some work-related stuff in Buffalo, I believe. And he drove through Pittsburgh. I'm like, hey, stop on by. So that's who I went to the Pens game with on Thursday. Get out the Jeebus for a certain Justin Ziegler. Yes, I did see that one. I actually favorited that. Matt Canada, you gotta be careful, man. They lace you with all the hackery. Praise the Jeebus.
Could you imagine you bite into a Snickers bar and it's the Steelers offense and you're just like,
it tastes like, yeah, it's gonna be a 3 and out for me, just like the Steelers offense.
10 years, Bills. All right, the Bills won. They beat the Bucks. Are the Bills back to being a Super Bowl contender?
I think Miami's technically still in the lead, so I would say them for now, unless they can regain the division. Yeah, they still have some issues to fill out.
They're not a Super Bowl contender. They're just not good enough.
Tampa Bay is just like they're more a weak opponent, more or less. Like the Bills' defense did well. They really clamped down. Sam Martin had an incredible day punting, so they couldn't get anything going. And I mean, they took care of business. And that final drive of Tampa Bay, where they just kept like getting penalties and tipping and dunking and made it a one-score game. That's Buffalo. It's frustration because they should have buried that game a long time ago.
Yeah. Does anyone want to win the NFC South? It is like the most pathetic division.
No, it needs to be contracted. It needs to be like General Sherman, where everyone burns it down.
What do we do here with the people here? What do we do with the Bucks? Are they football hell or are they the division winners? It's one or the other.
Hell. They're football hell. I'm gonna say 5. Do you miss him yet? With how chicken shit that guy was last week? Oh baby, oh baby. I gotta bring out the official Giants anthem. Do you miss him? 5. Do you miss him? Floor's yours. I think that's all we need to say. Take me through that game in your eyes.
So my sister is a Jets fan for some reason. I don't know how that happened. I'm a Giants fan.
That's child abuse.
My sister's a Jets fan. I don't know how that ended up. So I went all the way to Northern Virginia to go hang out with her and her boyfriend. And it was just us in this little sports bar. And like the Giants were just kicking ass like all game, like pretty much in charge. And they got up to a 10-7 lead without passing the ball like once, not even once. And I get that it was raining in MetLife Stadium. And then, you know,
the Jets at least tried to throw the ball, though.
Right.
I mean, as bad as Zach Wilson is, he looked like Dan Marino compared to what you threw out there.
Yeah, like and you know, they had to, but at the same time, like that, at least Salah like wasn't dick tucking. I don't know why you would have an NFL quarterback. So yes, Tyrod Taylor gets hurt, and then Tommy DeVito comes in. I don't know how you can be an NFL quarterback and no one trusts you to throw the ball. Like you just shouldn't be on a roster then. Like, there's plenty of guys that'll go out and throw the ball around, you know? Like, Carson Wentz would have been better than fucking Tommy DeVito's fucking ass.
Are you sure about that, dude?
I'm just saying, at least Carson Wentz has the balls to throw in the fucking wet weather.
And he'll throw in triple coverage 30 yards downfield. We've seen this before, dude.
Still. All right, so the Giants are up 10-7. They create a turnover on downs. They get the ball back. The Jets have 2 timeouts. They get them to burn. They get it down to 28 seconds. They're on the Jets 19. Okay. And Daboll, instead of going for it on 4th and 1 to ice the game, he elects to kick a field goal, which remember, it's Graham fucking Gano, who's about as clutch as,
he's also injured though.
What's something that's not clutch? Cody Parkey. Yeah, he's also injured, and it's raining, and it's just so many factors are going against the Giants in that moment when all they had to do was go for it on 4th or just punt. Okay, that would have been the weakest punt ever.
It's a 4th and 1 deep in Jets territory. Honestly, just go for it. You make it. You win.
Right up our fucking throats. Just fucking dick in our face.
You did get a 2nd-round pick for it, though.
They did. I like the haul. I like the trade, honestly. Like, if the season's fucking done and finished, yes, it's a good trade. The Jets are a wild card team.
They are football hell to me. But
you think so? The Jets are going to the playoff. The Giants basically handed them a playoff berth. Favorite Halloween candy? I'm a big fan of all the Starburst family, like the tangy sweet candies, Chuckles. Like, if you get Chuckles in your fucking, you know what those are? They're big, they're like huge gummy things that are just covered in sugar. Chuckles are really good because that's candy like you just don't buy, and then you get it on Halloween. You're just like, oh, this shit. Now and Laters, really a big fan of Now and Laters. And for chocolate, I'm gonna go Snickers.
Snickers are a classic staple.
And I like the Special Dark. Like, if when you get into that vein of candy, when you're digging through your loot from that night and you're just like, oh, I've got a couple of Mr. Good bars, I've got some Hershey's, but
Mr. Good Bar's pretty good though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Special Dark. That's gonna be my favorite. What about you? What's your top
favorite Halloween candy? I mean, that's a lot of choice, man. I mean, Three Musketeers is always a good one. Milky Ways are really solid. Crunch bars. I would go with favorite. I mean, pretty much every Halloween candy is pretty good to me. Kit Kats are really good too.
Kit Kats are really good.
Kit Kat. They are a staple. Worst Halloween candy? I'll do this because my mom is a dentist. Toothbrushes. Trust me, I know how it is. Yeah, she just hand out toothbrushes every Halloween, and it's like, Mom, everyone hates this house. No one wants to do it.
Right, we're gonna get egged.
And now we're the ones that get egged or TP'd. I mean, they made fun of the family that took out toothbrushes, man.
Jaguars Steelers.
Ooh, that was a typical Steelers game, full of bullshit. Full of BS, terrible offense, and I was half expecting the Steelers just to pull out the bullshit and randomly win by 2 points, and everyone just is wondering how the hell we won. 2 problems. First, did you see that offsides on the half-ending field goal in the first half by Boswell? They called it offsides on the right guard. They don't even know if he was offsides. And it negated the kick, moved it back, and Boswell misses that kick. Secondly, Kenny Pickett's out with injury, so you don't have that fourth quarter clutch gene that he has. You have to bring in Kissin' Titties, and Kissin' Titties, what does he do? He throws 2 really bad interceptions, right into double coverage on the 3rd level. So it was just a bad game all around. The offensive line's bad. This is on Tomlin because Matt Canada should not even be here. He shouldn't even be close to be here. He's completely out of his element. You're just setting him up to fail at this point. He doesn't have it yet. At the same time, I mean, it's been the same fucking game for 5 years. That's what we're doing. And that's why I feel like I should make a video, like a Yinzer's manifesto on what this team needs to do and how they're doing things is not sustainable, because we're in that late 80s cycle where you have a coach that's a good coach that's past his expiration date. You're have a good defense. Your offense is horrible. You might sneak into the playoffs. If you're really lucky, you'll win a game. But that's where the Steelers are right now. And Steelers right to football hell. They will stay in football hell to kingdom come.
I guess I need to do my job. All right.
Well, I mean, you did Jacksonville. I just didn't. Well, I mean, they should be in trash, but
they are up.
Unless they blow a 3-1 series lead.
The Cowboys absolutely destroyed the Rams. It's 43-20 is the final score. It wasn't even
piped right in there, the whole
They
stretch their diameter out. They just they. Do you know what a speculum is?
No, I do not.
Okay, so when a woman goes to see her gynecologist, they have this machine that basically like stretches out her vajay so that the doctor can like look into it, and it has like different settings on it. The Cowboys put that into the Rams' butthole and just cranked it to 11. They were just like, oh, let's look inside here. Like the Rams got fucking piped. They drove a U-Haul truck into their asshole. I was like, we're gonna be here for a while. Like they unloaded, they just kind of hung around, and then they just packed up their shit and left. That was an ugly. So I took the over in that game. They had it by like the second quarter. It was like the over was 46, and it was done by the second quarter. I was like, thank you. So the Cowboys are back to definitely division. They looked like a Super Bowl team there. They did. Unfortunately, the Rams are football hell.
Well, the Eagles wouldn't be, or Cowboys wouldn't be division because the Eagles are Super Bowl. Scooter talk all his shit.
Oh my God, Scooter. Yeah, he's gonna.
And the problem is, like, he gets away with it because, like, the week before when the Cowboys lost ugly to the Niners, like we were talking about Tom and his shit, or Brandon and his shit. Like we had that awakening, and then he wasn't there for the other loss against Arizona. He's getting away with it all the fucking time.
All right, well, Vikings and the Packers. Are the Vikings the division? Well, no, they're not, because they're just football hell.
Football hell because Kirk Cousins is out for the year, and they have to sign Josh Dobbs. When they win, they suffer devastating loss. A Pyrrhic victory of Pyrrhic victories. Yeah, that was a great game for them. Without Kirk Cousins, it doesn't matter. Like he was doing really well these last few weeks.
Yeah, I know he was carrying.
And now I know a lot of Vikings fans complain about Kirk Cousins. We rag on Kirk Cousins. They're gonna realize how much they miss him, and that might be the last game he plays as a Viking. He's done. Yeah, I mean, it'll be a free agent.
And then the Packers are actual trash.
They are literal trash. They are a bad football team.
And Chiefs and Broncos. The Chiefs are still, despite the loss.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Chiefs played a really sloppy game. 5 turnovers. Receivers can't catch. Mahomes had the flu. It was just a really off performance, and it probably bought Vance Joseph another 2 months.
Yeah, and what's ironic is the Broncos defense is actually playing really well. Playing their asses off. They are just regular trash. They have got 3 wins, the Broncos.
Yep.
The Broncos have won 3 games, and they're already better than last year.
Say it right now. Do you miss Joe Judge yet?
Dude, would you fuck yourself? Would you go
No. Fuck yourself? All I'm saying is you've just hired his replacement, apparently.
We went from McAderp to Pat Shurmur to Joe fucking Judge. Like, unbelievable.
I mean, you do look like James Franklin like that, dude.
Oh, what? We lost? Oh. The Chargers absolutely fucked. They fucked the Bears, though. The Bears are Raider trash.
That was must win for the Chargers, because if they lost to the Bears with a backup QB and pretty much like XFL tier starters on offense and defense, that was insta fire for Brandon Staley.
Yeah, pathetic. And Jimmy Garoppolo got sacked so many times.
Not even that, he overthrew so many receivers. He threw ducks into double coverage. Like, it's just atrocious. The Raiders are a bad team, and their defense is Max Crosby. Like, they are Raider trash.
He had Devontae Adams like
wide open in the fourth quarter. And that game Detroit should have won by 40. That's deceiving because Detroit made a bunch of mistakes.
Yeah. They still covered though. I took them at 9.5 and they covered by a lot. So
they covered by 12. They barely did. But
all right, so the Raiders are regular trash. And the Lions are the Lions a Super Bowl?
They're division right now because of how they got piped by the Ravens. Put the Raiders in Raiders trash, because why you call it Raiders trash if the Raiders ain't Raiders trash?
I know.